Okay, so that's what it took to get that to go live. That is good to know. Well, I would say in either case, I'm just going to make some general assumptions about having an audience. Then at least I can provide you the recording later that you can take a look at it. So what we're going to go over right now is essentially what's happening in the space of search engine optimization and how it's altering. Historically, we used SEO to do everything, but now the landscape is fundamentally changing. And before I do that, my name is James Brady. I am one of the investors in a firm that's a startup here locally called New Reward, and their focus is essentially generative engine optimization or AI search. And what I'm presenting today is just research, ideas, things you can use that will help you understand how it's shifting and what you can do about it. So right now, basically what's happening is traditional search is changing dramatically. We're using AI in virtually everything that we do to accomplish the end game. Our market is shifting. SEO, as you know it, when you talk to a marketer and they were going to set you up on it, you were looking at it taking 3 months minimum, no promises. It's very different in the world of AI. If you start optimizing your presence for AI search and for visibility to an LLM using the techniques and strategies that even an LLM will give you, you're going to find a rapid lift in the visibility of your brand overall. And right now, the biggest things you want to be thinking about is that transactions are no longer happening on your website. And it's not even you doing the transacting anymore. These days, it is the artificial intelligence that's managing all of it. We are talking not just about going through a chat and deciding what product you're going to buy. It's a lot deeper than that. The trend is rapidly moving towards agents doing the entire process flow on your behalf. Instead of you going grocery shopping, the agent is going to go grocery shopping for you. It's that kind of world that we're walking into. And we didn't even walk into the first one yet, where you do your purchases through chat. It's something to think about is that right now, over 50% of all shoppers in America are using AI to search. That is a massive number, and that is a massive shift away from this traditional Google search. Now, something that you shouldn't worry about is if you've already been doing your SEO, you don't need to be afraid. It's not going to go away. You want to maintain it, but it's not going to be your focal point. You want to be pivoting into the AI visibility space where you're starting to leverage the tools and systems and infrastructure that allow an AI to readily find you specifically for the reason you want to be found. So if you're looking to sell a service, you want the AI to know that that's the service you sell. If you're in a particular geography, it needs to know that. Also, if you sell a particular product, that needs to be something that it's aware of as well. Now, going through this, what we're seeing right now is just massive changes. The biggest item here, if I had to pick out of any of the given 4 metrics you're looking at, it's the fact that your conversion rate is 5 times higher through chat if you have visibility. Think about that for a moment. The reason for that is because even though people know that AI hallucinates, there is a large level of trust that the AI is going to be telling you the truth. And because of that, you assume that it knows best, and you also just don't want to think about it, so you'll go with what it says. We've noticed already a 25% drop in search volume overall, and if you want to know what model to optimize for, think ChatGPT, because it controls 84% of the market. Well, excuse me, 87%. This is where the shifting technologies come into play. What you're looking at right here are the protocols, as they call it. They're basically languages systems, formats that you can put into your system, your website, your content that you're marketing, your blog, things that essentially lift you up compared to your competition. For instance, A to UI, what is that? It lets agents create real buttons, forms, product grids, basically designs inside of the chat. Whenever you're working with Claude or GPT and it generates something inside of that that you can interact with, that is A to UI. Then you have UCP. This came out just in January, and this is a massive change. UCP is called the Universal Commerce Protocol. It is the flagship of all of these changes that we're looking at for transactions taking place on your behalf or directly through chat. It combines a lot of these different things into it. It has everything from A to UI integrations, A to A, AP2, and MCP. And if you're not familiar with those, A to A is agents talking to each other. AP2 is safe, secure payments done by AI agents, which is going to be massive. And MCP is like a control panel. If the agent wants to reach your website, for instance, or reach your API to be more direct with it, you can turn your website into an API now too, by the way. To reach the API, you create an MCP, which is a universal adapter for any large language model. This means that when you have this set up for your visibility to facilitate you, you dramatically shift the difficulty for the AI to find key information about your website, and it saves tokens, it saves time, and as long as you have a high trust score relative to the AI's other searches it's doing, it's going to lift you up overall. Why this is going to matter for you. Short-term AI traffic is small, okay, but it's valuable. Conversion rate, 5 times that of traditional traffic. Long-term, the commerce section of A to A or agent to agent is off the charts. This is going to be an entirely new ecosystem and economy that's going to move at levels of transaction rates that we can't comprehend. And it's going to happen all without us even seeing it. Arbitrage is going to be a very different environment moving forward. You're looking at this growing by up to 40% by 2030, year over year, which is huge. And something to be very aware of, and that we've noticed here as I've been bringing on clients and watching clients be onboarded by Cody, is that no one's visible to AI. And it's because they're not doing what they need to be doing, and they don't know what they need to do. And just telling ChatGPT, say, like you look up a search, say you're a plumber, and you go and say, ChatGPT, help me find a plumber in my area. That's a start, and it's a useful start, but it's like only a very small piece of everything that you need to be doing, because to get found in that way isn't just about changing the way that your words are written to the human eye. You have to find ways to change the underlying structure that you can't see, but that the AI has X-ray vision for. And that's where a lot of companies are starting to figure this out. One of the files that's really important is called the LLM.txt file. This file by itself is not powerful, but if you use it in conjunction, for instance, with data islands, you have a network for the AI to operate with on the back end of your website that even though you're not seeing it, the AI does. And what it sees when it interacts with that file is essentially, here's a map, here's where you need to go if you're looking for this, this, or this. And then the LLM can quickly go there and find what it needs and go back to where it's trying to answer the question. And this is really important because it's good to understand LLM mechanics and dynamics and how they live and breathe. They get, the best way to put it is punished for uncertainty and for difficulty, but they also get rewarded for veracity or truthfulness and easiness, because it's less tokens used, which means their provider spends less, everyone spends less. And if the answer is accurate, then they get a higher rating. And that improves the overall likelihood that an LLM will be reused in the future. It's its version of breathing life or death. So these are some easy things that you can look at. First of all, the JSON LD structured data. This is a really good file to look at. And I have shared this link down below, so if any of you that are watching this and you took the time to wait, you can go ahead and take that, and this is honestly a very helpful file to go and learn and understand and set up. It's a simple addition to your website pages, no redesign needed. A lot of what needs to be done isn't stuff you change visually, it's stuff that happens on the back end. And down below here, these are the technologies that you need to be thinking about. These are the different ones impacting the industry right now. And you want to know about these and understand, what are these outputs? What is the brand business agents? What is entity optimization? What is EEAT signals? This is just a simple guide that can help you instantly know more than 90% of people. But overall, the biggest thing you have to understand is that this entire landscape's changing. SEO is a saturated place, but being found in ChatGPT, hardly anyone's doing it right now. They estimate about 16% of people, meaning companies, have started to use it, which is honestly an extremely small percentage. I bet you it's climbed since I last looked at that statistic, but I don't think it's climbed by much. Either way, get started now while you can, because once the ocean's saturated, it's going to be a lot more competitive than SEO ever was to gain a position and to maintain it.